Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back. We're on CM42 TV, and for the first time in the year of 2020, I am here with a Blu-ray collection update video. Yes, right at the start of the year, I believe it was January 2nd of this exact year we're in now, I uploaded my updated Blu-ray movie collection video. It was on for 45 minutes, so if you've got 45 minutes of your life you want to give up and just be entertained, sheer entertainment, sheer joy and comedy gold, really. Check that video out. It's all the movies that I kind of approve of and kind of want to add into my collection. I'm pretty open, I'm pretty positive about movies and that sort of thing, so I've got a pretty diverse collection. So if you want to check that out, it's on CM42 TV. It was one of the first videos of the year, and this, since that video was posted, are all the movies and the TV show DVDs, as a wee spoiler, that I've picked up since then. And it's not really been much, you know, I've kind of said that before, trying to be a bit more sensible in terms of saving money, considering the fact this summer, upcoming summer, I'm going to New York City for a week. New York has been one of my favourite places I've ever, probably the favourite place I've ever visited in my life and in my travels. So I'm going back this summer. So I'm trying to save some money just for that and for travelling and for some spending and that sort of thing. So I'm trying to be a bit more, you know, sensible and responsible in terms of buying stuff. However, you know, as a collector at heart, it's always kind of hard to resist picking up one or two things, especially when you're just like in a random mood for something. And that's kind of what the first thing is. I was talking about those TV show DVDs that you just randomly see. This is The Simpsons, and this is season 5. It's one of those ones where I'm just kind of in a Simpsons kind of kick right now. You can watch The Simpsons at any point of the day, regardless of what telly you have. If you have access to a television, The Simpsons will be on somewhere at some point in the day. But for some reason in my head, I wanted to start from the very beginning. And I did a while ago. I started from season 1. I think some of you might remember. I started from season 1, episode 1. It was totally weird seeing the development over the seasons. And now I'm just up to season 5. It's not been one of those ones where I've been hooked on The Simpsons, because I've seen The Simpsons before. I love The Simpsons, but I've never watched it start to finish. I don't know if I'll get to the finish line. I don't know if I'm going to get to season 304 or whatever's just premiered. However, I'm going to give it a shot, and I'll watch as much as I can. The Simpsons is something that, you know, I loved when I was younger, kind of fell away from, was more of a Family Guy, or, you know, that sort of thing, that sort of comedy. But The Simpsons has always been one of those ones I've always gone back to and I've always enjoyed. So I did that, you know, I did the Try Not to Laugh challenges here on CM42 TV for the Family Guy stuff. But like one of my favourite video series that I do, I tried to start a Simpsons one, but the compilation that I was trying not to laugh to was so unfunny, it was like quite depressing. I was like, I'm going to start hating The Simpsons if I carry on this. So I stopped that one. We'll just do Family Guy for just now, and maybe we'll do some more TV shows down the line. In terms of watching stuff though, I've been watching the People vs. O.J. Simpson Netflix thing. I started watching Picard, which I'm loving. I watched The Mandalorian. And now it's, you know, some more Simpsons stuff and obviously some Family Guy in the background. I say that and I list those shows because I'm not really a series guy. Anybody who knows me, I never talk about, you know, TV series and that sort of thing and the sort of shows that I'm watching. I'm more of a film guy. And I think it's because I like to say that I've seen the film. And it's just easier saying that I've seen the film and add it to my library and my repertoire in my head of things I can talk about. But like when a series is like 6 series long and every season is 10 episodes and they're like 59-minute episodes each time, it's kind of hard to kind of, just rapid fire get them done. I'm not really a good binge watcher. I like to try and remember things that go on, you know, just for, I don't know, personal reasons, I don't know. So I'm not really a series guy. However, as I say there, I've been watching some TV shows recently and some Netflix shows. There's Don't F With Cats I want to check out. I want to check out You and a bunch of the other ones. Continue watching Picard and try and get a bit more of a base of the series stuff, because Netflix series right now are so popular. I love the O.J. Simpson one. I'm going to try and have a wee conversation about that on either the podcast or here on the YouTube channel with my sister, because she watched it and she had big opinions on that too. Apologies for the random lighting. It's very late at night. I was looking for my phone there. I'm filming on my phone. It is, it's my clock in a minute. It's like past 2 AM. And I just decided, let's do a Blu-ray update. Speaking of Blu-rays, let's get back on track. Fighting with My Family. One of my favourite movies of 2019, and if you listened to this bad boy right here, the Good Bit Podcast, episode number 60, top 10 films of 2019, such a fun episode, our longest episode ever. So if you have 1 hour and 56 minutes of your day, check out that. It's on all podcasting outlets. It's all right here on CM42 TV. You get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, all those places. Go and support the podcast. I'd really appreciate that. Lots of cool ideas for the podcast coming this year, by the way. Big things popping and little things stopping. As my boy MVP would say. He was in the Royal Rumble. It's far too late. I'm rambling. Anyway, speaking of the Royal Rumble and wrestling, Fighting With My Family, I spoke about this at length actually when I first saw the film, because I did the VIP cinema experience, and it was so worth it because I wanted to pick a very special film for the VIP service, and it was like I couldn't think of a better one. You know, you got a big fancy chair, unlimited popcorn, unlimited hot dogs, unlimited drinks. You get your dinner made for you beforehand. I had pizza and pasta and a wee bit of was it cheesecake on frozen yogurt. Oh, magnificent, beautiful. And the film was great too. I was nervous going in here to watch this film, just because it was put in WWE and it was put in pro wrestling right there in front of your face, in front of everybody's face to see. And you know, people you have what they think about wrestling and that sort of thing. And this is the introduction to Florence Pugh, who is amazing. She was in Midsummer and she was in Little Women as well, I believe. I've not seen Little Women yet, but I really want to. Heard she was great in it. And of course, The Rock's in it. I'll watch anything with The Rock. Vince Vaughn is Vince Vaughn. Nick Frost. Really, really good cast, and it's such a fun film. It's so lovely. They do the wrestling business justice, and that was all that I asked for. It was funny and it was real. Yeah, did a great job. Really happy to. It was one of those ones where it came out and I was like, I know it's going in the collection, but it's just a matter of when. Now's the time. When I was kind of preparing for my 2019 list, you'll see where that sits if you listen to the podcast. I was like, you know what, that's one I have to buy. So there you go, Fighting With My Family. And well, I was in HMV buying Fighting With My Family in January, the January sales. There's always a nice wee clearance and some random movies and that sort of thing in either HMV or FOP or other DVD shops like that. Actually quite disappointed with some of the January sales this year. It was something that I just wasn't really into that much this year. I was kind of like, whatever. Wasn't totally like I have to buy this. But these three were so cheap and in like sort of the sale bargain bin. I was like, you know what, I'd be daft to pass this up, especially for these sorts of videos and to add to the collection. Two films I love and one that I've not seen yet. And I always I'm like, should I do that? Should I make sure that should I take the gamble? On the film that I'm gonna just predict that I'm gonna love it and hopefully it's gonna be fine. But I've got a feeling this is gonna be good. It's The Cable Guy. I know it's a classic. I've never seen it before. I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan. I said that weird. A huge Jim Carrey fan. And I don't know. He was just on Graham Norton. I just watched the Graham Norton show and he was absolutely hilarious, man. Graham Norton's always the best talk show, but having people like him, it was the weirdest couch ever. It was Jim Carrey. It was Daniel Kaluuya. It was Margot Robbie and it was Lewis Capaldi. What? You know what I mean? Like the most weirdest lineup, and it was hilarious. A great episode. Margot Robbie is the most beautiful human ever. Jim Carrey is one of the funniest people to ever live. Daniel Kaluuya is hilarious. I could listen to him talk forever. And Lewis Capaldi, hilarious. But anyway, The Cable Guy, looking forward to checking it out. This artwork here, apparently is exclusive. I don't know if it's just the artwork or it's the Blu-ray itself. If it's the Blu-ray itself, that means it's quite rare. And the fact they got it for £3.49 in the bargain bin, that is a bargain in the January sales, big time. And it's not as if this was in like a deal or anything, like 3 for a certain amount. It was just, they were all cheap. And this one is Dazed and Confused, another absolute classic. I love this movie. This is what, when I talk about my collection here, I'm not one of those guys that buys everything just for money-wise, I need to be quite sensible when it comes to, save my money and that sort of thing and buying things I really want. But the idea behind it was pick films that I approve of and I've given like really good ratings and that I could watch any time. And then if there's visitors that come over for the podcast and that sort of thing, if they look at the shelf and they kind of judge, my movie taste or whatever based on what's on the shelf, I want to be proud of the collection. This is what I'm talking about, like films like this and films like, I'm looking here, like the Alfred Hitchcock set or Birdman or Boyhood and Detroit and these classic films I've got there. It's like you want to showcase them, you know what I mean? This is one that I've always wanted to get. A huge Richard Linklater fan. Boyhood is one of my favourite films ever, and just some of his other films are just so beautiful, like the Before trilogy and that sort of thing. So Dazed and Confused is great. I loved Everybody Wants Some. It's kind of like an unofficial sequel. It's like an updated version, so good stuff. Really enjoy it. Dazed and Confused, $3.99. Can't go wrong at all. And last but sadly not least, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Another massive classic. Another one of those, films that you can always watch at any point and just enjoy. One of those ones you always want to own and say you own, and proudly showcase in a Blu-ray collection. A great film that I've not seen in a long time, and that was another sort of, not the fact that it was $3.99, another great deal and an amazing price for a film like this, but it's one of those ones where I've not seen it in so long. That's another wee trigger I'll have to buy a movie if I've not seen it in so long. I know I like it. It's like revisiting it, adding it to the collection and getting to see it again. And I'm always like a big advocate for rewatching films. I think it's a big part of being a film lover and that sort of thing, to get different opinions and to kind of freshen up your mind, and your opinion could have changed over time, so this is one that's, I've only seen the one time, I think, a couple of years ago, so I'm looking forward to checking this out again. So it is extremely late, I'm going to go to bed. I just thought I'd randomly film this Blu-ray collection update while I was in the mood, and those are my 3 Blu-rays here that I got in HMV. Cable Guy, Dazed and Confused, and Ferris Bueller. I also picked up Fighting with My Family, very, very happy, and also to get the Simpsons Season 5 set. I love these old box sets for the TV shows and the old Simpsons collections. They reminded me of my childhood. I had a bunch of them when I was younger, so really, really fun haul. You can't even really call it a haul with 5 items, but it's 5 things I picked up in January, again trying to be sensible. How much you'll pick up in February, I'm not sure. I'm going up to the summer, but I'm saving up for New York. But I will do my best. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if there's any movies you recommend me watching, any Netflix series you recommend me watching, what you think of my pickups here. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at CM42TV. Until next time, folks, thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.